bear with me for a minute here. In this video today we're going to explain the latest Cobra update. This is Paul from primedisclosure.com, the goddess energy, March 6, 2018. Gotta test out the sound because if you don't, I could be here for an hour and have no audio, which is a pain in the neck. So I'm going to quickly test, make sure the sound's working. Alright, looks like it's working here. Good, very good. So let's get started. Oops. Hold on 1 second here. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm just trying to test out to see if I could chat while I'm shooting this video here. So today, March 7th, this is from yesterday, March 6th, the new goddess energy that is coming to this earth realm. Do something here. Okay, there we go. Let's get started here. I have another computer over there that I can test sound and make sure everything's streaming okay. So let's get started. Cobra update. Sexual energy. Sexual energy is connected to one of the deepest goddess mysteries, the mystery of reintegration of female and male polarities into ascension. This is the true meaning of the alchemical formula of solve et coagula. Solve et coagula. Probably saying that wrong. Okay. So here we got some kind of, looks like a Hindu sculptures of some kind of sexual alchemy. Okay, here we go. The archons were manipulating human sexual energy since the late Atlantean period, trying to create as much separation as possible. They did this by implanting women and men in a different way, creating a psychological division and split between female and male personalities. This primary split from the time of Atlantis is the main reason for misunderstandings in male-female relationships. Now I've heard from several sources, Drunville Melchizedek talked about this, that especially, well, as far back as history goes, men have not understood women and women have not understood men. And since about 1985-87, since the harmonic convergence, it's gotten even worse. So communication is key to any relationship, but it's very difficult to communicate when we don't understand each other. So asking a lot of questions and trying to understand where that person's coming from or how they're feeling goes a long way. Okay, and the archons, if you don't know who the archons are, these are the beings that have hijacked the matrix. These are higher dimensional beings. They spoke of these from the Library of Nag Hammadi, which was a Coptic text found in ancient Egypt. It was an ancient Christian text which talked about the archons and how they are responsible for this crazy world we live in today. Females were implanted in a special way that kept their connection with their twin soul intact, but the implant has suppressed sexual connections with all other men. This has conditioned women into monogamy when women tend to project their twin soul to their current partner. Males were implanted in a special way that blocked their connection with their twin soul, but the implant has allowed sexual connections with all other women. This has conditioned men into polyamory, when men tend to deny the existence of their twin soul and avoid it by being with many women. Polyamory, polyamorous, having many mates. Additionally, both female and males were implanted with an implant that separated sexual energy from the energy of the heart and were received diametrically opposite implants to ensure maximum separation and conflict. Have you experienced that in your life? I bet you have. Females were implanted with a program that allows only love without sex. Only in special circumstances where many conditions are met, a woman will feel safe enough to allow sexual energy to fuse with her love. Males were implanted with a program that allows only sex without love. Only in special circumstances where many conditions are met, a man will feel safe enough to allow love energy to fuse with his sex drive. On top of all this, the archons started to violently suppress female sexual energy on the planet with systematic trauma-based programming of women through brutal rapes during the Kurgan Archon invasion more than 5,000 years ago. So here's a little something from Wikipedia on the Kurgan hypothesis, or the Kurgan theory. And step there is the most widely accepted proposal to identify the Proto-Indo-European homeland from which the Indo-European languages spread throughout Europe and parts of Asia. So here's an image here of this Kurgan Empire from the Middle East out to Europe and into Eurasia, Asia. Looks like going into India. That map's not very good. It's hard to even see what's going on there. So this term is derived from the Russian kurgan, meaning tumulus or burial mound. So you can, these links are in the article below, so you can check these out. I'm not going to go too much into this, but the Kurgan 1 region earlier half of the 4th millennium BC, so they're saying this is 4th, over 2,000 years ago. That's not that critical right now. So look at what we have here, the chalice. What is this? Yeah, the chalice and the blade, goddess worship in the Neolithic. So we are shifting back to a matriarchal type society, but in the past, see, the Neolithic agrarian life was the basis for the development of civilization, which was 8,000 to 3,000 BC. The societies almost universally worship the goddess. So that feminine energy, the matriarchy, that shifted over 2,000 years ago to a patriarchy. See, matriarchy, the feminine, that's water symbolism, patriarchy, papa, papacy, or Baba in Arabic and some other ancient cultures, Babylonian. So the it's the fire symbolism, the yin and yang, the water and fire, feminine, masculine. So we're going to shift into a more balance between the masculine and feminine. We lived in a patriarchal type society for the last couple thousand years. Equality between the sexes was the norm. Both priests and priestesses important in religion. Neolithic art is no imagery idolizing armed might, cruelty, and violence-based power. No image of noble warriors or scenes of battles. No signs of heroic conquerors dragging captives around in chains or evidences of slavery. So a lot of nature symbolism in the art, unity in nature, worship of the goddess, goddess figurines. The goddess worshipped in all ancient agricultural societies, Middle East and Southeastern Europe, Thailand and Southeast Asia, Middle America. The feminine chalice symbolizes the source of life. The great change, a change so great indeed that nothing else in all we know of human cultural evolution is comparable in magnitude. So Indo-European conquerors were called Aryans in India, Hittites and Mitanni in the Fertile Crescent, Luwians in Anatolia, Kurgans, battle-axe people in Eastern Europe, Achaeans and later Dorians in Greece. So you can check out that full article. Now we have here, you can download this book, The Chalice and the Blade, Our History, Our Future. So we got the chalice and the blade. So the chalice is the feminine, the blade is masculine, internal, external. This is 300 pages here. It tells a new story of our cultural origins. It shows that war and the war of the sexes are neither divinely nor biologically ordained, and it provides verification that a better future is possible and is fact firmly rooted in the haunting drama of what actually happened in our past. So I haven't read this book yet, so I can't really, it's by Ryan Eisler. Here's some of the contents: the chalice and the blade, human possibilities, two alternatives, the evolutionary crossroads, chaos or transformation, journey into a lost world, the beginnings of civilization, the Paleolithic and the Neolithic, Old Europe, messages from the past, the world of the goddess, the worship of the goddess. If it isn't patriarchy, it must be matriarchy. The essential difference in Crete, the archaeological bombshell, the love of life and nature, a unique civilization, the invisibility of the obvious, dark order out of chaos, from the chalice to the blade, the peripheral invaders, metallurgy and male supremacy, the shift in cultural evolution, warfare, slavery and sacrifice, the truncation of civilization, the destruction of Crete, a disintegrating world, the legacy of the goddess, a golden race and the legend of Atlantis, the Garden of Eden and the tablets of Sumer, the gifts of civilization, a new view of the past. So you can, I also have the link, I'll put that in the description below this video, and you can download this book and read it. Sounds like, I haven't read it yet, so it sounds like a really good book. I plan on reading it here in the near future, and I'll do a review on that book. Embrace purity, divinity, and sacredness of the divine feminine energy. In the time frame between 3000 BCE, before Common Era, and 300 CE, Common Era, women were still able to express themselves as sexual healers in goddess temples. The sacred prostitute. Let's see what we got here. Mother Earth. Okay. There we go. Sacred prostitutes. The cloud people. Mention the sacred whore to most people and you'll get raised eyebrows or disgusted grimaces. Many of us believe that prostitution is all about money for street hookers, fame for Hollywood starlets, or security for suburban housewives. Prophetic texts, rituals, and icons are called sacred. Even particular mountains or rivers are considered sacred, but whores, sexually empowered women, are called Sexually independent women, once respected as sacred vessels of the goddess, are degraded as evil temptresses. The great goddess was the all, and her son represented a self-realized human, male or female. Women were thought to be able to access the power of the goddess more easily because they could more easily identify with her. Beauty and the Beast duality. The patriarchal entity is a tyrant who feeds on control or power over. Sex, death, and transformation. Reclaiming female power. So then the Khazarian Kurgan invasion of the 4th century brutally ended this tradition and sexually suppressed women even further. Then in the Middle Ages, the Inquisition went one step further by burning many women at the stake. How lovely. It's craziness. This trauma-based program was ongoing for the last 5,000 years and has created deep scars in the planetary female psyche. Sadly, this program is still ongoing by the same perpetrators worldwide in March 2018. UK conspiracy of silence, rape gangs exposed. Truth tellers Twitter account shut down. Yeah, they're shutting down all the truthers in social media. It's from John Rappaport's blog. You should check that out. UK conspiracy of silence. This is from March 5th, 2018, 2 days ago. For many years, law enforcement in the UK has studiously ignored and rejected young girls' claims of serial rape by gangs. These gangs groom the girls with drugs and alcohol, and eventually physical coercion. The controversial activist Tommy Robinson has been suspended from Twitter for quoting research which found that nearly 90% of convicted grooming gang members in the UK are Muslim. Mr. Robinson was suspended from the social media platform for 7 days for stating the findings of the Quilliam Foundation think tank, whose founder worked as an advisor to Prime Minister David Cameron as issues around Islam. So you can read that there. Anti-hijab protesters in Iran inciting prostitution. This is from the Daily Mail .co.uk. Women protesting against wearing the hijab in Iran will be charged with inciting prostitution and jailed for up to 10 years as regime cracks down on growing dissent. There you have it. Women are protesting the compulsory headscarf, which is religious law in Iran. So far, some 35 women have been arrested in the capital of Tehran alone. The times, they are changing, my friend. All over the world, we have major changes going on here. The archons are also manipulating the cabal and are pushing the homosexual agenda among cabal members because they know too well that a genuine positive sexual interaction between a male cabal member and a woman is the most powerful force that can actually transform the cabal member into someone that supports the light. See, the cabal members are supporting the dark, as you all know. Many cabal members have twisted and distorted access to some of the lesser goddess mysteries which they have received as part of their occult training. Many cabal members were dropouts of ancient mystery schools in antiquity in past incarnations when they failed to pass the test to gain access to greater mysteries, and then kept, misused, and distorted lesser mysteries that they already had access to. Here's another article. A lot of information here. Who are the Illuminati? Renegades of the Mystery School. The word Illuminati has become a catch-all term for the de facto rulers of planet Earth. Definition is crucial because the word conspiracy and Illuminati have themselves become code words for the occult. Occult meaning hidden machinations of the powers that be. With the advent of the internet and its rough cut of news and disinformation, which was once considered esoteric knowledge, has been revealed for all to see. Even the Cowans, a derogatory Masonic term for non-Masons, and the Goys, a derogatory Yiddish term for non-Jews, are learning about the Illuminati, black magic, hoodoo that permeates the planetary matrix. HumansAreFree.com. The defeat of the Illuminati, which is coming to a timeline near you. The cabal is trying to enforce the distorted perception of the lesser mysteries on the general population through Hollywood and the mass media. All this has put the surface population into a very fragmented state. Many men frustrated with this situation started to play the game. penetrating the secret society of pickup artists. Now this is becoming huge out there. The Game by Neil Strauss. Non-fiction book written by investigative reporter Neil Strauss. A chronicle of his journey encounters in the seduction community, which is huge. People are making a fortune off of this pickup artist stuff out there. Let's see here. Yep. So, seduction community, which is huge. You see men and women promoting this and making a lot of money. Yep. PUA, the pickup artist or pickup community, is a movement of men whose goal is seduction and sexual success with access to women. Many of the members of the community are often referred to as pickup artists. The community exists through internet newsletters and weblogs, marketing, seminars, one-on-one coaching, and as well as over 100 local clubs known as Lears. So there's a lot of history to this pickup artist stuff. You can read up on that. Real healing of the fragmented state of human sexuality will only come through the arrival of the goddess energy to the surface of the planet. For this to happen, we need to allow ourselves to feel and express our emotions. Here's from Stillness in the Storm. Inspirational. The power of true strength and emotion, keys to an enlightened planet. By Justin Distamps. Strength is not the suppression of powerful and intense emotions, the hiding of tears, or the masking of feelings. Strength is the free expression of these things, bringing that which is locked within your being to the surface for all to see, especially yourself. This requires true courage and bravery, specifically in a world where false strength rules the day. A culture that seeks to shame individuals from freely expressing their inner emotional nature, their tears of joy, their cries of sadness, their eruptions of spontaneous ecstasy, is not truly strong but weak at its core, easily corrupted by tyrants who are also cowards with the respect to truth of their being. Okay. The main key for planetary healing is women allowing themselves to feel and express their sexual energy. Many times it does not need to be expressed through a sexual union. It can be expressed through a sensual touch or through dance. So let's see what we got here. Belly dance.
Really do have a magnificent abdomen.
So bear with me for a minute here. In this video today we're going to explain the latest Cobra update. This is Paul from primedisclosure.com. The Goddess Energy, March 6, 2018. Got to test out the sound because if you don't, I could be here for an hour and have no audio, which is a pain in the neck. So I'm going to quickly test, make sure the sound's working. Alright, looks like it's working here. Good, good, very good. So let's get started. Oops. Hold on 1 second here. Doing here. Okay, I'm just trying to test out to see if I could chat while I'm shooting this video here. So today, March 7th, this is from yesterday, March 6th, the new goddess energy that is coming to this earth realm do something here. Okay, there we go. Let's get started here. I have another computer over there that I can test sound and make sure everything's streaming okay. So let's get started. Cobra update. Sexual energy. Sexual energy is connected to one of the deepest goddess mysteries, the mystery of reintegration of female and male polarities into ascension. This is the true meaning of the alchemical formula of solve et coagula. Solve et coagula. Probably saying that wrong. Okay. So here we got some kind of, looks like a Hindu sculptures of some kind of sexual alchemy. Okay, here we go. The archons were manipulating human sexual energy since the late Atlantean period, trying to create as much separation as possible. They did this by implanting women and men in a different way, creating a psychological division and split between female and male personalities. This primary split from the time of Atlantis is the main reason for misunderstandings in male-female relationships. Now, I've heard from several sources, Drunville Melchizedek talked about this, that especially, well, as far back as history goes, men have not understood women, and women have not understood men. And since about 1985-87, since the harmonic convergence, it's gotten even worse. So communication is key to any relationship, but it's very difficult to communicate when we don't understand each other. So asking a lot of questions and trying to understand where that person's coming from or how they're feeling goes a long way. Okay, and the archons, if you don't know who the archons are, these are the beings that have hijacked the matrix. These are higher dimensional beings. They spoke of these from the Library of Nag Hammadi, which was a Coptic text found in ancient Egypt. It was an ancient Christian text which talked about the archons and how they are responsible for this crazy world we live in today. Females were implanted in a special way that kept their connection with their twin soul intact, but the implant has suppressed sexual connections with all other men. This has conditioned women into monogamy when women tend to project their twin soul to their current partner. Males were implanted in a special way that blocked their connection. Dog spot from Cobra, Victory of the Light. So we have a lot of this feminine energy coming into this realm at this time. So be prepared. We're in the age of Aquarius, the water sign, the feminine energy. So enjoy the beauty and the power of the great goddess that is infiltrating all realms in these times of the shift. So we'll see you, my friend. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel below and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, my friend. Peace be with you.